kept pushing on, but then you went too far. When your ship has sailed and all your dreams are lost, everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life feels lemons, just call me. Just call me. Just call me. Just call me. You're stronger now than you ever been. You gotta leave now, it's time to catch the wind. You will climb up high and look through the clouds, and when you're feeling low, I know you'll bounce back. Oh, and just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call me. Just call me. Just call me. Just call me.
Good evening, race fans, and welcome once again to Sim Racing Media. Tonight, the drivers of the Western States Racing League take on Las Vegas Motor Speedway. I'm Mike Damoni, up in the booth. Joined with me, as usual, is Alan Bergen. Alan, man, how's it going?
Good. You know what? Hey, look, it's Tuesday night. We're here in Sin City, and you know what to say. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, but the only thing that leaves Vegas tonight is the hardware that these guys are going to be racing for. With, that goes with the winner here after 107 laps and/or the bragging rights.
Yeah, definitely. The last couple weeks that they were on track, it's been a little rough. They were at Rockingham before the Easter holiday. Lyle Swearingen was able to win that last week. They went to Atlanta Motor Speedway. And Atlanta Motor Speedway was all fun and games until about the last half of the race, and then the caution flag kind of came out, and it kind of changed a little bit of the complexion of the race, but Lyle Swearingen was able to bring home the victory, leading 41 laps. So went back-to-back, Jacob Jensen in second and Chad Simpson back in third, but that was last week. This week is a whole different animal here as we are at Las Vegas.
Yeah, absolutely. And, we got 25 trucks signed in here tonight, and any one of these guys can win As you know, we haven't seen much of Justin Michael, but he's not in the field here tonight. Got a couple of new guys here that I'm looking at. Troy Baker in the number 18 truck. Daryl Scott making a return here tonight. But nonetheless, you know, it's 81 degrees. Humidity doesn't matter out there in the desert, as it's a dry heat. And that track temperature, look, they got the furnace cranked up.
The furnace is definitely cranked. Says that the track temperature is 123 degrees.
I hope your furnace is cranked up because it's like cold in Wyoming.
Yeah, Monday and Tuesday it has been chilly. Over the weekend it was almost 80, but now it's down to the high today was 46 degrees. But that wind is also blowing like 80 miles an hour, so.
We saw temperatures here in the 80s today in St. Louis, and it's funny. Our high temperature is your wind mile an hour. How fast the wind's blowing.
They should be just about getting ready to wrap up qualifying. Looks like we have about 4 drivers who elected not to put down the qualifying lap yet. James Campbell, Willem Fletcher, Keith Kelman, and Daryl Scott, as you said. It looks like some drivers are down in the field that we usually don't see. Bentley Glazer being one of them. Looks like he's back in 18th.
Man, oh man, oh man, oh man. I tell you what, Mike, you know, not to take anything away from this here event that we got going on, but tonight marks 4 years since the last time a race was raced at LaSalle Speedway in LaSalle, Illinois. And what did they open their season with? Other than Flow Racing Night in America, $20,000 to win as a part of Illinois Speed Weeks. And I tell you what, it's been phenomenal so far. 49 super late models signed in, along with 32 UMP dirt car modifieds. So tomorrow night they're going to be at Spoon River Speedway in Illinois. Be sure to check that out.
Yeah, definitely hit up that real on-track racing action here. Yeah, just double checking the temperature as they jumped over into the race session. Everybody getting ready to head down to the grid, so we will head trackside now. We're going to get Chad Simpson, Frisco, Texas, on the pole. He's been the fastest one we've seen in practice as well as qualifying here. FBR teammate just to his outside, Fontana, California native Lyle Swearingen. Jacob Jensen and Chris Sumard are going to roll off in row number 2. We got Christian Bishop and Butch Davis in row 3, taking their sweet time to get gridded up here. Go on back to row 4 with Dan Brazington and Morris Bogan. Haven't seen Morris in a few weeks here. JTW back there in that 55 McDonald's machine in row 5 with Bob Beltrami just to his outside. Ryan Steele and Brian Barnes are going to make up row 6. Row 7, Troy Baker and Wayne Fleet. Ron Holyfield and Wayne Hutchinson are going to roll off in row number 8. Row 9, David Weaver and Bentley Glazer. Barry Phil and Scott Kukas are going to be rowing off in row 10. Row 11, Daryl Scott, Keith Kelman. Shotgun on the field is going to be James Campbell. And it looks like Troy Baker also is probably going to elect to jump to the back here. Maybe start in the pits as he has yet to get in his ride as well. But that is where we start as these guys begin to roll off here. FBR is definitely strong on the track here tonight.
They're strong here every week as we get ready to rock and roll here for 107 laps around Las Vegas. It's high flying, high octane field here. And well, one of these guys here at the end of this race is going to be Mick Love in this racetrack.
Yeah, definitely. These guys are going to be in for a long race. You definitely know that it's gonna be a little while here, as they are set for 107 laps in this heat.
A hot one.
And
But it's a dry.
I was gonna say, and I also just heard on the race chat that Butch Davis is making his 200th start tonight.
That is a lot of races here with the Western States Racing League. 200 starts here. Mike, let's get this party in Vegas started.
Pace truck is rolling in. Chad Simpson with the button as they get ready to hit the Geico restart zone. We are down and away. Green flag is out here at Las Vegas. Jacob Jensen with a heck of a push there on Chad Simpson as they get out in front. Jensen goes to the high side. Simpson kind of splits the middle, trying to stay in the middle down the backstretch, headed into turn 3. He'll slide back down in front of Christian Bishop and maintain the lead.
Yeah, these guys are going to be searching for grip for a while here, Mike, because they're going to use up every inch of this racetrack. No out of bounds here in Las Vegas, but you know we're going to see 2, 3, 4, maybe even 5 wide racing. And which team's going to go to the high side early and see if they can't make up anything on that Kyle Larson line?
Yeah, you definitely want to see where they're going to be, where your truck is going to be the strongest at. Jacob Jensen making that high line work. You see Chad Simpson, he's probably going to stay up on the racetrack this time, and he'll do just that. Last couple times, though, he went down and kind of cut that apron. Lyle Swearingen and Christian Bishop still side by side with, looks like Butch Davis trying to hang out in the middle line.
Yeah, everybody's just kind of playing nice right now and sticking to themselves, being cool hand Luke out here. Butch Davis in number 43 truck. I mean, 200 starts. I mean, no wonder why he's carrying the King's colors.
Well, by the time they get done with this race, they will have almost ran 3,000 laps here at Vegas, has the Western States Racing League, according to Sim Racer Hub anyway.
Sim Racer Hub answering the hard-hitting question as Dan Brazington goes purple on that lap.
Dan Brazington following behind the biggest mover of the race, Bentley Glazer. Glazer didn't lay down the qualifying lap that he wanted, but he is a man on a mission as he is up 6 spots now as he goes down to the inside of Hutchinson as Brian Barnes next in line.
Yeah, I want to see Bentley Glazer have a good run because I tell you what, on Sunday nights he has about as good as luck as a fly trying to get out of a wet paper bag.
Looks like they got a little loose there, did Beltrami and JTW as they were both trying to come through that tri-oval there.
Well, meanwhile, back at the ranch, she's got her loving, touching, and squeezing. These guys are coming out of 4 and into that tri-oval.
Yeah, Chad Simpson lost a little bit of ground, slid up behind Jacob Jensen. Now Lyle Swearingen's going to test it down on the inside as he goes inside of Jensen, trying for the lead here. But Jensen gets a little bit better run off the corner. Swearingen's going to have to slide up behind him. Got FBR right in tail here with Jacob Jensen leading the line.
The FBR contingent is about as strong as anything that I've seen. Whoa! But Chad Simpson gonna get a little loosey there. as he is side by side with Butch Davis in that 43 truck.
And Butch Davis is just kind of stuck there on the inside. He's not really going forward, not going backwards. Just can't seem to quite make up enough ground to get where he needs to get to single file out and try and run away from the crowd behind him. Morris Bogan trying to hang on to the back end of both Simpson and Davis.
Yeah, I mean, we're only 9 laps in, and these guys are still running side by side. Now, you could wait for, the only beneficiary to this right now is Jacob Jensen in that number 64 truck. As, the more these guys are side by side, well, the better off it's going to be for him because he's going to be able to pull away from the field, essentially.
Yeah, on board here with Morris Bogan as he is back in 5th position, just kind of watching all these drivers slide up and down the track, trying to figure out where they want to be to try and make up some ground here. Just can't quite do it as you see Christian Bishop slide up to the outside, gets right up against that wall. And that General Tired 26 machine is looking to make a little bit of ground here.
I mean, he might need some General Tires after this race here today because, even in the race, those Goodyear Eagles are going to be screaming.
Speaking of Goodyear, I was watching the Dale Jr. download, and he was talking about, the All-Star race instead of, making it next-gen cars, make it late models.
That would be awesome.
And he said the only thing is they can't be Hoosiers or they have to be Goodyears. He goes, but I know where I know I know where the tire equipment is, and we can get it done. I think that'd be awesome to have a run what you brung, late model race.
That would be awesome. A lot of tracks do it. The other breaking news today is the championship race and the fact that it's going to be switching venues. I kind of like that. I'm excited to see what venues they pick. Unfortunately, it's as cold as your mother-in-law's heart here in St. Louis, so I don't think we're in the running.
No, I'm pretty sure it's basically going to be, Phoenix, Vegas, Homestead. I don't think you can do it at Daytona. I mean, I guess maybe Atlanta.
Yeah.
I don't know. The nice part about that is NASCAR's going to have to come in and they're going to have to upgrade some of the fixtures there at Homestead, so that's going to help them out quite a bit as well. So it's kind of a win-win situation for NASCAR anyway. They get to put some more money back into a venue that they like to come to, and then they also get that nice racing that Homestead tends to put on down there.
So here's the thing. Here's the thing, right? If you remember back in 2001, they went back to New Hampshire to run after September 11th. I mean, we could see a NASCAR race in St. Louis as a championship race. I just don't think the market's big enough for it. I mean, you could run Talladega as a championship race too.
Yeah, I think I think that might be a little stretch. Jacob Jensen had a little challenge there from Swearingen, didn't quite get it done, and now Jensen's starting to pull away out to a quarter of a second as Swearingen's starting to reel him back in. Christian Bishop running up on that high line, trying to make it work. He is the closest one up to that outside wall.
I wish NASCAR would go back to the fairgrounds. I mean, okay, have you checked out the NASCAR Classics on YouTube?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I mean, the fairgrounds, man. Come on, it's the fairgrounds.
They'd have to fix the car first. Swearingen
got me.
Swearingen trying to get down to the lead again, going to the inside. Just that inside line just doesn't seem to be able to pass for the lead here. Got Simpson and Bishop kind of battling back and forth, and then Simard and Butch Davis also side by side. Single filed out past that. Beltrami, Wilkinson, Steele, Glazer up 8 spots, running inside the top 10 now. Butch Davis playing Can You See Me Now?
No.
Beltrami slides up. Oh, Beltrami trying to get out from behind Butch Davis. Almost gets into JTW there as they were side by side.
That's about as close as you can get without actually getting side by side. And I tell you what, here JTW is going to slide up right in front of Beltrami. Beltrami's going to let him go. Be patient. We still got a long ways to go here. You know, in the 107 lap affair.
Oh, up to the front. Christian Bishop got into that outside wall a little bit there.
What, do you think we're on an episode of Cops?
Jason Gardner checking in the YouTube chat, as is Babs. Babs, always good to see you in the chat. And I think Jason does have a point about the fairgrounds. Kind of happened in my hometown. We used to have Friday night racing and Saturday racing, and apparently it was too loud.
Yeah, okay. Rant time. I haven't done this in a while. Look. Do your frickin' research when you buy a house. I don't give a rat's patoot, you know.
But it was a good
Okay,
price.
Are you kidding me?
You know how that works.
Look, I do. I've seen a lot of great tracks turn into concrete plants, subdivisions. Let's see here.
I mean, it's like Auto Club, right?
Take Highland Speedway in Highland, Illinois, for example, right? Okay. Their racetrack sits in the back of their town. And they are done racing by 10 o'clock every Saturday. Every Saturday, 1 o'clock, everybody's gone. See ya. Adios. Fairbury Speedway in Fairbury, Illinois holds one of the largest dirt late model races in the country. And the whole town shuts down for it. They are backed that, 363 other days of the year. Nothing. TDC weekend, that town triples in size.
Swearingen got a little loose there into that outside wall, had to check up. And that allows Chad Simpson to get back towards the front here as he's running P2 now.
Man. But National Fairgrounds, right? National Fairgrounds. If they were bringing in big-time stock car racing, like they did in the 80s, it brings in so much revenue. Because it's not just a sporting event, it's an experience. And they're actively mitigating that noise. Back to you. Meanwhile, back at the ran over.
Butch Davis trying to close in on Chris Simard.
I only did that rant because they're, 27 laps in, 26 laps in, And this is the only action we got going on right now is JTW, Chris Lamar battling it out here for that 6th position.
The last
Ryan's
time,
still getting.
I'll say the last time they were here was in November of 2024, and Bentley Glazer was able to win the race. Before that, Justin Michael, Ryan Steele. Bentley Glazer's won here a few times. The driver who has won the most is Dean Heck, but Dean Heck has not been in the Western States Racing League for quite a while here. JTW into that outside wall coming off of 4.
Because he's Michelob in the wall right now.
I think we're seeing a trend. Coming off of turn 4, that wall's just going to jump out and eat somebody.
The wall was painted purple would be Grimace. Or the Hamburglar. I think of these in my sleep. The good shot, just how close they're getting to the wall. I mean, some guys are letting their trucks drift up more than others. Babs are queen of the show here.
It looks like they got 80% fuel, so should be good for a little while here.
Yeah, I mean, did you think it was gonna go single file this quickly though?
Not really. But it doesn't really surprise me either with these drivers because they all kind of know where they, or basically qualified where they usually kind of run. And Las Vegas can either be one of the tracks where there's a lot of side-by-side racing, or it just like almost instantly single files.
We'll take the ladder. A couple guys venturing to the outside, and that's JTW and Chris Lamar. Wow, look at those updates and moves he just made.
Yeah, bouncing off the outside wall, clear down to the white line.
JTW almost turned that McDonald's truck into a McCrispy.
Take a look here at JTW's truck as it rolls around. The damage he did to that right side here. Not terrible.
Over the wall.
Definitely losing time though as Chris Samard gets by Bentley Glazer. Got by earlier. Bob Beltrami looking down to the inside. These guys were side by side a few laps ago, and now they are right back at it.
I mean, he definitely didn't knock the decklet out of it for sure, but.
He's still trying to stick his nose to the inside. Just can't quite get a big enough run to get there. I believe once he gets it to the inside, he should be able to make that pass, but it's just not happening yet. When back up front, these two drivers have gotten away from the driver in third. Simpson and Jensen, they are having their own little race up front. Simpson's going to try the inside. He should be able to clear. It looks like Simpson might have been saving some tires as he was able to make that pass relatively easy. Jensen's all over his rear bumper, though. and he is pitting.
Kind of early for a pit stop.
Apparently, that's about what you can go. So that is definitely going to throw a wrench in somebody's plans, as if they only can get, 40 laps or thereabouts, you're going to have to make another pit stop. I was thinking somebody might try and stretch this to make it a one-stop race, but they're pitting this early. I don't believe that's going to be anywhere in the cards.
Looking more and more like a two-stopper.
Swearingen came down, Beltrami down, Dan Brazington down, David Weaver, Darrell Scott, and James Campbell all come down. And now Simpson's going to come down. And Glazer, Holyfield also down. Butch Davis, Christian Bishop stay out. Christian Bishop's going to inherit the lead.
I mean, 39 laps in, and, well, we're already starting pit stops here. William Fletcher, Troy Baker, not even taking the green flag.
Christian Bishop came down. Butch Davis, Ryan Steele, Brian Barnes, Morris Bogan are the top four now.
I don't want to invoke the announcer's jinx, but how cool would it be on his 200th start? I mean, Butch Davis parking it in victory lane.
He's had a up and down season here, so it'd be kind of cool. Ryan Steele would be one of the drivers that if he was going to try and make it a one-stop race, he would be the driver I would look to. But pitting that early, I don't believe that's a remote possibility. But you may be hoping for a caution here.
You never know. All things are possible.
You see Swearingen and Jensen getting their lap back the hard way. I heard if you want to see or watch a mastery of fuel savings, you should go back and watch the Icon race from last Sunday.
Yes. Chris Van Schaik did put on an absolute clinic on saving fuel.
Yeah, definitely. He also is makes custom die cast too. You didn't know that?
Yes. I learned that on Saturday or Sunday night.
Yeah, I actually got a couple from him. So
You can even make your own die cast.
yeah, if you want one on iRacing, just send him a picture and he'll get it figured out.
I thought about that.
Yeah, Ryan Steele coming down now. Morris Bogan also in. So that's going to probably turn the lead over to Swearingen. Swearingen spent less time in the pits than Jacob Jensen, so you can kind of see the gap on the track. As he has almost 3/4 of a second lead over Jensen there. He had almost a second and a half quicker pit stop.
And we're under caution. And I had a funny suspicion that Bob Beltrami had some things to do with that.
Let's see. Oh, it's in front of Beltrami. Let's see who it might be. Oh,
Oh,
okay.
there it is.
That's kind of what I... James Campbell on the outside of JTW.
Ooh, the Christmas card list has got a whole lot shorter.
Take another look here. Well, back live, see what happens here. That definitely probably ended Bob Beltrami's day.
Upbreak for the Beltrami Salami number 14.
Lights are still on the pace car, so we got at least one more lap here.
Don't forget, Sunday is Mother's Day. So treat mom to a, well, make it a special day.
Yeah, definitely make it a special day. Don't forget to let's call to talk.
I believe, Mike, that Sunday is the day where you spend with the kids and mom gets the day off, right?
Yeah, that's probably not going to happen. Pitch truck makes that hard left-hand turn. Field is under the control of Lyle Swearingen down on the inside. Swearingen's going to get to that loud pedal pretty quick here and try and draw off. It's Las Vegas, so it's not near as bad as, say, a Daytona if you get that good jump there. Christian Bishop going to go side by side with Jensen for second. Might get a better run there as they single file out.
Here we go. We're 2 and 3 wide. Here comes Christian Bishop making a run at Swearingen. Down to the inside, and we're going to go side by side, door by door, inside, outside. Here comes Christian Bishop. He's bringing Jacob Jensen right along with him. And maybe 3 wide. Jacob Jensen thinking about a 2-for-1 special for the lead. So side by side, we got a little 3-wide action going on there in the back. A little bit further, there it is, around that Bentley Glazer area. Ooh.
Bentley Glazer, David Weaver, Morris Bogan.
Fif- 49 laps into the history book there. 50 lap, we're working lap 50 of 107. And the FBR contingent is cheering on Butch Davis.
Yeah, Butch Davis was able to make that move go down to the bottom. Lyle Swearingen going to try and follow him through. Christian Bishop was quick early, and now he's up in that high line. Looks like he might be trying to maybe save a little bit of tire there up on that high line, kind of make it a little easier to get around the track. He hasn't drifted too far away from that. Ryan Steele also trying to break into that top 3 as he is running P4 now. Looks like he might try and split the middle here. He was getting a good run there as well.
Yeah, definitely. Now here we are, 2 by 2, doing it John Force style down the back straightaway. Lyle Swearingen, Kristen Bishop, Ryan still gonna make it 3 wide, get a 2-for-1 special. He clears them both. Butch Davis going on defense right now. Here comes Christian Bishop sliding up, making sure nobody's not clear just yet, but it's getting there.
Getting closer. Like he will clear, and that is something that Butch Davis is loving seeing, and these guys battling it out. Christian Bishop up there stuck on the high line as now FBR is lined up on that bottom side. Chad Simpson getting by. Chris Sumard looking to the inside as well.
I mean, we're almost halfway.
Yeah, we're almost halfway, but look back here. Jacob Jensen. Looks like he might have flipped a switch and decided to go into fuel-saving mode. His lap times are almost a half second slower than the leaders.
Like James Campbell's gonna win the race to the beer stand tonight.
Yeah, looks like Bob Beltrami tried to take a. It looked like he was going to try and take a lap, but it looks like he's still been stuck in the pits. Back up front, we're battling for the lead, side by side. Butch Davis, Chad Simpson, Chris Simard, Ryan Steele, all together here. JTW also there. Christian Bishop losing touch as he is almost 3/4 of a second back from the top 4. Top 5.
Yeah, I mean, you can throw a blanket over this top 5 right now. I stand corrected. James Campbell's going to come out of the pit area. There's going to be a lot of laps down.
Yeah, I was say it's almost better just to park it, but been over 10 minutes in the pits. Butch Davis, Chad Simpson, Chris Simard still battling up here for the lead, slowly starting to ease away from Ryan Steele, but Ryan Steele has closed back in once again to Chris Simard back there in the back.
On board Ryan Steele right now, as he's chasing down that 77 truck of Chris Lamar there, and kind of minding his own, buying his time. Not a lot of mistakes out of these drivers in this league.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. Like, if they make a mistake, it is truly just, a mistake, and most of the time it's caused by, Christian Bishop and Lyle Swearingen both caught that outside wall coming out of turn 2 there. It's caused by, heat in the track, coming in a little hotter maybe than you should have, or tire wear that just caused you to slip and slide a little more than you're used to as well.
Taking a look here at Christian Bishop, who's mired in that 7th position, and right behind him, a name we haven't seen here in a couple weeks, of Brian Barnes in that number 4 truck. He continues to work inside the top 10. Just had a bit like Laser, and Dan Brazington, they're in 12th position.
Laser working his way around the track. He is the biggest mover so far in the race. He's up 8 spots, running inside the top 10. Brian Barnes.
That'd make Brian the oldest in the league.
I don't know. It might. I mean, he's been running here for a while. According to SimRacer Hub, in the Total Western States Racing League, Brian Barnes has 1,194 starts. Bob Beltrami has 1,237.
That is simply amazing to have that many starts.
Well, that's not like the amazing part to me. It's of those starts, Bob Beltrami started on the pole 10% of the time. Granted, it's gone down as the league has gotten better.
Yeah.
But, I mean, still, his average finish in all of those starts is 6.8. Brian Barnes is 6.5.
Bob Beltrami and Brian Barnes, definitely the OGs of the league here. With Brian Barnes working under Lyle Swearingen. This is a battle for 8th.
I mean, of course, then you have, Lyle Swearingen here. 175 starts. Chad Simpson, 125. So these guys definitely put in the work, and they've raced together for a long time. That's how they all know each other. and just put on these good races. Kyle Swearingen moved to that high line, and it's kind of cost him a little bit of time here as Brian Barnes is looking to go by on the bottom.
It's funny that you mentioned it, Mike, because these aren't like normal league races as you would see in the private sector of iRacing. I mean, Bob opens this up to anybody who wants to stop by and run a race.
Yeah, definitely. But I mean, you see how all these guys have gotten together and just put on a show. But as they have done that, and they're kind of single filed out, we're going to take our one commercial break here. We'll go side by side. You won't miss anything. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back, everybody. Didn't miss anything as we were side by side. Pit stops have started on this pit cycle. Everybody trying to decide when they're going to come down and make that last pit stop. The money stop is out and in effect here. Chris Sumar, Jacob Jensen, Lyle Swearingen, Butch Davis, Christian Bishop, Bentley Glazer, Brian Barnes, Scott Kukas. Looks like Dan Brazenton and David Weaver are all pretty much coming down. Bob Beltrami back on pit lane after making some repairs, make a couple laps. Chad Simpson has been able to drive away now from Ryan Steele as he's making his pit stop. Ryan Steele staying out, has JTW back behind him. Butch Davis throws down a purple lap of 31.32 for that 43 STP Toyota. JTW trying the inside as he's going to go down pit lane. Ryan Steele staying out. Like Lyle Swearingen kind of caught that outside wall again coming out of turn number 4. Track temperature still a balmy 121 degrees. Ryan Steele letting Jensen and Swearingen go around. Butch Davis closing in as well. Christian Bishop moving down to the inside as they come down the backstretch. Bentley Glazer next in line. See if Ryan's going to go down to the bottom to try and get down pit lane. Bentley Glazer almost gave him a little tap there as he had a massive run coming through 3 and 4. Morris Bogan down pit lane. Chris Sumard with the fastest lap of the race. Besides Butch Davis with the 31.32. Ryan Steele will probably come down this time by.
So we're in the middle of pit stops right now, and Ryan Steele's leading this race right now, and he's going to come down pit road and get his services done here on lap number 81 of 107. Just, you know, almost to put this race in the rearview mirror. But taking over the race lead right now is Wayne Hutchinson in that number 17 truck. It's been a hot minute since we've seen the 17 on the Toyota, and you know, here Wayne Hutchinson is making it happen.
Yeah, after tonight, next week they'll head off to the west coast of Hit Auto Club, and then they'll travel all the way back cross country to Daytona before the off week for Memorial Weekend, before they wrap it up at Richmond and Phoenix. After California, though, they're going to start cutting races, so the point standings will come into effect a little more regularly here. FBR battling for the lead.
As I say, is it any shock to you right now that the FBR contingent has got the first 3 spots right now?
No, not at all, really. They've been pretty fast all night, so.
Well, I will say this: taking in the return of the LaSalle Speedway and Entertainment Center, the smooth operator Bobby Pierce, starting deep in the field, picks up the win in the 50-lap A-Main with the Flair Racing in America race, with RTJ Ricky Thornton Jr. picking up second, and Thoreau from Mooresville, Nick Hoffman, picking up that final podium spot. Looking at your dirt car UMP modified, well, they're running their A-Main right now.
Lots of racing going on all the time.
Yeah. But speaking of racing, Mike, I'm glad you led me to that. Tomorrow night, unfortunately, I won't be making the debut with these guys, but Dave Regal will have the brand new Outlaw Sim series. That's going to be a fun one to watch on Wednesday nights, Mike.
Yeah, definitely some new leagues jumping on board here at Sim Racing Media. Babs checking in with the chat, keeping track of all 6 of her FBR motorsports contingent, saying that 6 of the 10 spots are occupied by FBR. Butch Davis, Chris Dumard, Lyle Swearingen, Chad Simpson, JTW, and Dan Brazington. And I don't know who the 6th is. Oh, no, that is right. 5, 6, yep. Chris Dumard going to try and get that Kingsford Charcoal number 77 Chevy to the lead. I mean, Chris Dumard has got to kind of be feeling almost out on a ledge, almost all by himself, as most of the FBR teammates drive those Toyota machines.
I mean, I'm not against Toyotas, but you know.
I mean, Butch Davis, Toyota. Chad Simpson, Toyota. Lyle Swearingen, Toyota. JTW, Toyota.
Chris Samard, Chevy.
Yeah. Dan Brazington, Chevy. Chris Samard going to the high line, going to try and make that work. Inside 20 laps to go here. Chad Simpson going to test the inside lane on Butch Davis. Butch Davis going to test it right back.
Yeah, we're definitely loving, touching, and squeezing right now. As these guys are... Whoa, we had a truck dip out of line, and that was Bentley Glazer.
I just saw him shoot down the track a little bit, trying to get that truck back under control. I don't know if he caught that outside wall or if Christian Bishop might have, and he was trying to take evasive action, but he definitely went from the high side down to that white line in a hurry.
Lap 92, coming to lap number 93. I know we're working lap number 92 right now, as my math is not mathing all of a sudden.
And as we're doing that, looking from the front of that SPT 43 Toyota, you can just see how far out in front Chad Simpson has gotten. He's over a second now. And Butch Davis has his hands full with Chris Dumard right behind him. Ooh, that was a little close there.
Oh. Now, if you're Chris Samard and Butch Davis battling it, and in your Babs in the YouTube.com live chat, I mean, look, these guys have a lot of respect for each other, and I'm one of those people that I would spin my own grandmother out to win a race. Nearing 10 laps left to go here.
Getting closer.
Closer and closer by the minute.
Back through, seeing what action we have back through the field, but it doesn't look like there's too much going on here. Ryan Steele and Jacob Jensen both were racing up towards the front, now find themselves racing for just position just inside that top 10. And it wasn't much of a race as Jacob Jensen is now in 10th. And to see, it don't look like anything really going on as Chad Simpson has put that 42 Toyota his foot to the floor, and he is driving away. He's got over a 2-second lead now. As Butch Davis and Chris Sumard play leapfrog down the front stretch.
I was just say, Chad Simpson just put on the proverbial afterburners and said adios.
Bishop, Bentley, Glazer still can't get away from each other as they are side by side now, just outside the top 5.
You know, here's the thing: minimal cautions in this race here today makes for some great racing action.
Brian Barnes, Bentley, Glazer still side by side, 8th and 9th place.
I did not know this, Mike, but there is some NASCAR flavor at LaSalle, Illinois.
Is there?
Yes. The man himself, David Shermy, in the field, rolling off 4th in tonight's UMP Dark Car Modified A main.
Looks like Chad Simpson's going to be coming up on some lap traffic here. Probably the only thing that can slow that 42 Toyota down at the moment. Lyle Swearenge and JTW. JTW all drifting down the backstretch is that 55 machine. This ain't the dirt track.
No, it's not. But hey, look. We got 6 laps to go. We're in a Saturday night shootout right now. And JTW driving that McDonald's truck for all it's worth.
Yeah, it definitely looks like that McDonald's truck does not like the exit of turn 2 very much, as he was loose all the way down the backstretch. He was able to save it and keep going in the right direction, but it did not seem very happy there. He's following teammate Lyle Swearenge, Butch Davis, Chris Sumard, and Chad Simpson. So 5 FPR drivers inside that top 5.
Insane.
And even Dan Brazington's up there inside the top 12.
What a good run for Dan. I mean, it has enough bad luck for the whole for the whole dang team. Of course, I would too if I drove a truck with liquid death all over it. But that's almost like driving a truck with Mallarts on it.
No, just drive the 00 truck. It'll help you.
Or the cart. I think I gotta change the paint scheme on that as we got 4 laps to go. Because
Three.
a lot of 3 laps to go. Sorry, a lot of guys in the field are trying to kill Kenny.
You killed Kenny. Anyway. Chad Simpson's looking to call it a night. Start on the pole and finish in victory lane. Coming to the start-finish line. Popsicle sticks in the air. 2 to go here from Las Vegas.
Chad Simpson he threw up the deuces a long time ago. He's out of here.
White flag in the air. Next flag will end the race. Chad Simpson out by 3 seconds. All he has to do is coast home. Butch Davis, Chris Simard tagging back and forth, seeing who's going to finish second on the podium.
Whoa.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
And
well, now it is going to definitely be Butch Davis. As
Butch
Chris
Davis
Simard goes around, but Chad Simpson's going to win the race.
Butch Davis got Chris Simard just got yeeted. Yeet. We got a lot to unpack here. And I believe this is on the last lap. It wasn't the cooldown lap.
That's not even the worst part. And the leaders are coming by. Watch the 6 here. Holds it into the wall. But nonetheless.
You know, Chad Simpson, our race winner here, is just having a Justin Michael type season here. We're just winning damn near everything, including the stuffed bear at the county fair.
Well, except for he's run really well. He's finished on the podium quite a bit, but he's only won 1 race. Well, 2 now, but he won in Bristol. Just crazy. But let's see if we can get third place finisher up in the booth. Get JTW up here for you.
JTW, how's it going? It's Mike and Alan up in the SRM booth.
Doing great. How you guys doing?
Man, what a wild finish to put you in third there between the teammates there with to you guys, but nonetheless, here you are rocking it out. Did you Mick love your truck all night?
Did I what? Sorry.
Did you Mick love your truck all night? Was your truck running good? Did you Mick love it?
Oh, I get you. Yeah. I mean, I loved it the last two runs. The first run, I don't know how, but man, I destroyed my right front. Being in traffic, I think, and maybe driving a little bit too hard, but I was down to like 27 when I came into the pit. So I don't think I've ever been that low on my right front in one of these races. But those last two, I managed a little bit more. I thought I was. I mean, I did mess up in pits. I overshot that last pit stop and kind of in that what would have been kind of mode now because I got up to third with that mishap in front of me. But a podium, I'll take a third all day long. So it's fine with me.
Yeah, I tell you what, man. It seems like some weeks you're either right there or you can't find good luck in to save your life. But here we are, and, we got another tough part of the schedule coming up, and so what's it gonna take to get that double nickel Toyota up there in Victory Lane?
Man, I don't know. I mean, you say bad luck, but the last five races I've finished top five all five, so I'm on a bit of a streak, a good streak here. I need to find some wood to knock on. But I let one slip away a few weeks back. I mean, I didn't let it slip away. There was some shenanigans in the field, and it brought up the caution, which was very unfortunate with 14 laps to go. But who's counting, right? But one of these days, hopefully I can find a way to win one of these things. I've been close. Just that little extra couple inches to get me over the line first. We'll see. Hopefully it comes soon. We're just worried about points right now, so we're gaining a lot.
Well, hey, man, before we get you out of here, is there anybody that you like to think to help get you here tonight?
As usual, FBR guys. Butch is my man to make sure I don't speed in pit road, and he does. A little dig from last week. Apologies, Butch. But yeah, FBR, great team to run with. We always have fun, always have a good time, but we always race well together and race hard and learn and yeah. So those guys, and then simwrapmarket.com. They're not on my cards of primary right now, but that's a great place to go get design assets for iRacing cars, bases, logos, numbers, all kinds of fun stuff. So simwrapmarket.com.
Yeah, I definitely do check them out. I know I've gotten some stuff from them guys, but nonetheless, congratulations on parking it there in the third place on the podium, and we'll see you next Tuesday night.
I appreciate it, guys. You guys have a good night.
All right, we'll see if we can get Butch Davis up here in the broadcast booth. Hey, Butch, Mike in the booth, man. How's it going?
I'm not very pleased with myself after that. There's nothing worse than wrecking your teammate. I mean, overall it was a good race, but last lap, Chris and I were battling pretty well, pretty strong there. I was getting the side draft off of him, and I think both of us kind of got locked in on the whatever the hell was happening in front of us. And kind of watching that, I drifted more to the right than I realized and clipped Chris in the left rear and sent him spinning. Not only as a teammate, but the team owner, that's definitely not something you want to do.
Yeah, definitely not. But yeah, definitely saw that that spin going on in front of you guys as you guys were battling hard there too. The checkered looked like you guys were having a lot of fun racing side by side, swapping positions back and forth, like a lot of good, clean racing. And then you saw that spin going down the track and probably, took your eyes off it just a little bit and wound up getting a little too close to each other. But nonetheless, you bring home a podium finish. FBR had a bunch of drivers inside that top 10. Even Dan Brazenton wound up there with a P13. So good day for the team, other than a little mishap there, but ran well. How are you feeling headed into California next week?
I mean, feel pretty good about that race. I usually run really well at California. Of course, I probably just jinxed myself. So, um, yeah, just looking forward to it. Wouldn't mind seeing another race go, caution free or mostly caution free. I think that kind of opens up the strategies a little bit. I think you saw how vital fresh tires were. Just a 4-lap offset for Chad there, and he definitely blew by me like I was standing still this time. Whereas, in that second stint, I was able to hold him off for multiple laps. I am absolutely the worst at saving tires on our team, so kind of knew, once he had that offset that he was going to get by me. But yeah, looking forward to California. I owe Chris a cheeseburger or something. So yeah, we'll just go to California, try to get reset and go at him again.
Definitely, man. Well, who do you want to thank before we get you out of here tonight?
Thank all my guys at FBR Motorsport, and apologies to Chris Samard for my dumbness. Thank our sponsors at SimMotion, VNM Simulations, FBR Sim Rig Accessories Creation Studio. Thank you guys up in the booth. You guys do a good job. And thank Bob and everybody else who helps put WSRL on. Tonight was my 200th race in this league, and don't want to wreck somebody, but I'll definitely take a podium on it.
Definitely, man. Well, congrats on the podium finish, and we'll see what the rest of the season holds for you.
Thank you, gentlemen. Congrats to Chad again on the win.
All right, we'll get the race winner up here in the booth for you, Alan.
Chad Simpson, man, you put that thing set that thing to overdrive, set on the afterburners, and away you went, winning this thing from the pole. Take us through that race, and what a great feeling what a great feeling that is to win it from the pole.
Yeah, nerve-wracking going off strategy. I ran out of tires on the last stop. So Lyle and Butch and I don't know who else, but a lot of other people had an extra set of tires on me. If we got a yellow at the end, I would have been screwed. And the way that yellows have gone for me this season, that was probably going to happen. So I'm glad that it didn't for once. There's been one race this season, really, that I didn't end up getting screwed over by a yellow. And now this is two. It's always risky here going off strategy like with a lot of the people. And we saw an incident on the last lap. Good job, Butch, on that one, killing a teammate. But it is the result that I was hoping for. A nice win, stretch the points lead just a little bit, stop bleeding. So that's good.
Yeah, absolutely. But hey, nonetheless, here you are, and I mean, doing FBR proud. I mean, just my goodness, dominating fashion. But nonetheless, like you said, stretching that point lead out. But before we get you out of here, who do you need to tip a hat to, and who helped you get it done here on that number 42 ride?
Yeah, thanks, Surf Secure, Crow Pro, Kipoga on Twitch. Finally got in contact with his manager, so we will be having Surf Secure on the car in the Indy 500 if I make top split. FBR Sim Rig Accessories Creation Studio, Ellis Engineering, Sim Motion, the guys at Satellite Racing, the guys at FBR Motorsports, the admins here, the competition committee. You guys broadcasting, thanks for doing it. The fan club, win number 2 on the season, so we can be happy about that.
All right, once again, congratulations on the win, and go celebrate that podium victory with your teammates down there in Frisco, Texas.
I think so.
All right. Go ahead and bring up the race results. Race results, Chad Simpson, Butch Davis, JTW there inside that top 3. Lyle Swearingen in P4. Christian Bishop, Bentley Glazer, Ryan Steele, Brian Barnes and Morris Bogan round out the top 9. Chris Simard finishes P10 after getting in that incident there. Jacob Jensen in 11th. Wayne Hutchinson, Dan Brazington, Ron Holyfield, David Weaver, Keith Kelman, Wayne Fleet, Daryl Scott. The top 18. Barry Phil, James Campbell, Bob Beltrami are the drivers that took part tonight. Troy Baker, William Fletcher did not. With that being said, anything you want to say before we get out of here tonight, Alan?
Man, I tell you what, it was a fun night here, a fun race. Congratulations to Chad Simpson and Butch Davis for his 200th start here, and here's so many more. But
Yeah.
that's all I got for you.
Definitely, man. Well, congrats again on the win, everybody, and the race was amazing. One caution. That's definitely something to look forward to. We'll see what these guys can do when they head off to the West Coast, the best coast in California. But from all the drivers of the Western States Racing League and all of us here at Sim Racing Media, I want to wish you guys a good night, and we will see you next week.